Hello everyone, and thank you for the lovely introductions. I wrote a little bit of a script for today because I was a little bit nervous, and after that lovely introduction I can throw away the whole first page. So, as has been said, I'm here to talk to you today about the Undergraduate Sports and Exercise Medicine Society. Our work with BASEM has been going on for a number of years, and we've been kindly asked today to say some of the brilliant work that BASEM have been doing to support us, and by extension, everyone here today and all the members viewing at home, how you've been supporting undergraduate students and recent graduates in terms of getting involved in sports exercise medicine. So, without further ado, so what is the Undergraduate Sports Exercise Medicine Society, or USEMS? So we're a non-profit society, and we're working to promote the speciality to recent professionals and undergraduates, as well as also allied health professionals. As mentioned, I've got a bit of a dual training, so one of my sort of personal aims was to try and marry up the role of allied health professionals and medical practitioners to make sure there's more symmetry and synergy moving forward as a speciality. So the committee is elected on an annual basis, and it comprises of undergraduates and newly qualified doctors or allied health professionals who volunteer their time towards the development of the specialty. And currently we have 9 members, so they're sort of listed below. And one of the things that we worked on this year was to have an allied health professional representative on the committee to, again, make sure that we're widening our diversity, different types of thinking, and ensuring that it's fully reflective of the speciality as a whole. So overall, our aims are sort of twofold. We have both societal aims as well as educational aims. And to sort of put it into a nutshell, what we were looking to do as a society was to work as an overarching network of support for undergraduate SEM societies across the country. That way we kind of act as a central point between BASEM, the faculty, and individual universities to provide them with support as and when they need to. It works kind of symbiotically in the sense that university societies will come to us for support and ask for promotion of their materials and talks, but equally we will go to them and say, we're running this event or we're promoting this event, would you be able to distribute it to your members? So it works really beneficially in that way. We promote local SEM societies and their events, and we'll talk a little bit more about how we do that going forward, as well as hosting our annual Sports Exercise Medicine Conference, which is awarded to one university per year. Last year it was done in Edinburgh. A few of you, I believe, were there, and it was incredibly successful, and just a really nice way of bringing together all the interested parties and the future of the specialty. Our educational aims, a bit more broad, but generally speaking it's about signposting people and centralising educational resources, because as we know there's a wealth of resources that are out there, but often people don't know how to access them, especially in undergraduate level. There isn't necessarily a set curriculum or a set resources that are out there. I know some of us are working on ways of improving that and developing that going forward, but we're trying to be that point so that if a student comes to us and says, we don't know, we want to get a bit more involved, want to learn some more, we can signpost them to the relevant areas, including the BASEM website, which is full of them. We help with defining career pathways and training opportunities, as well as assisting students with bespoke advice regarding placements or elective advice. It's increasingly difficult to provide students with all of the help that they ask for, but we try and do our best where we can in this situation. As well, we just want to act as that gap, so sort of bridge the gap between the students as well as the sort of like governing bodies, so to speak. So that would be, in this instance, it would be BASEM. So just providing that middle ground there. So what have BASEM been doing to support USEMS? And I suppose that's the real meat and bones of why we're here today, of how you guys and your membership fees are helping to support the development of undergraduates. And this has been going on since the inception of USEMS back in 2012. The help that BASEM have supported is widespread and wide-ranging, and we wouldn't be able to be where we are today without that help. And I suppose a manifestation of that is the fact that I'm even speaking to you guys today, and just that showing of that evolution of the relationship. And I, for one, am really excited to see where it goes going forward. We have a whole area dedicated to us on the BASEM website. I'm not sure if any of you knew about it, but if you follow this link, which we won't go through and do now, it gets signposted to a wealth of resources, including who the committee are and information about local SEM societies dotted across the country. So yeah, those are the main things that we spoke about there. One of the main things that we've been working on this year in particular, and I know it had been running for a few previous years, and I think had to take a bit of a hiatus due to COVID, was the Undergraduate Elective Award. So this is a £1,000 grant which helps students develop or have opportunities to go off and do their elective in an area of sports medicine. We've just completed the first cycle of applications, which I believe will be announced shortly. And I believe there's another cycle which is going to be announced in sort of June, July of this year with similar awards available. This is such an amazing opportunity for students to get a real feel of how they can make the most out of their elective opportunities and often not feel that they have to be restricted by financial constraints. As we know, if they want to do things abroad or even in the UK, sometimes there is quite a large financial burden on students. So be able to soften that just means that it opens a speciality out to other people who might not have been able to access it otherwise. They provide us with, or well, you provide us with some financial support, and this takes sort of like many guises. Not only is it sort of support with regards to our conference funding, but they also do have also helped with our Zoom membership for the year, which has allowed for us to reach a wider number of students over the course of the year. As we all know, in-person conferences, you can't really beat it, but in this day and age with people spread all over the country, actually having an online resource such as we're having tonight is invaluable in making sure we can reach the widest number of people and try and increase our engagement as much as possible. And we just simply wouldn't be able to run half of the stuff we have done without the Zoom account this year. And like I mentioned before, the conference sponsorship is one thing. We had speakers from Katie as well as Amanda, who was there at the conference this year and just helped with the smooth running of the entire operation. And with that in mind, it was not just the financial support that we are provided with that has really helped us to develop, but it's the organisational support as well. When it first started in 2011, we were just a group of, keen individuals that wanted to do something different, and I know there's a few predecessors who are either in the room or maybe watching at home that probably seen how much the society has developed going forward. But a special mention to Amanda Harwood here. Without her support in terms of organisational support and structure, we wouldn't be able to improve our data protection policies, make sure we're in line with GDPR, and just ensure that as a society we're moving away from this informal sort of semi-professional structured thing towards a really streamlined and professional outfit. So again, that kind of support has really helped with us moving forward. And finally, in terms of what we're trying to do for you, and that sort of example of like the sort of symbiotic relationship we're looking for, is our promotion of your events. So that's the conferences, the training opportunities that you're providing, the AGM tonight, and any of the events sort of like dotted throughout the year. We try and promote them both via our social media and our mailing list, which is growing in size week on week. So it's trying to make sure that not only is BASEM providing things to us, but we're providing things back to you. Just a bit of an example of stuff that we've done, and this is just in the last 12 months, and I could talk for a much longer period of time about things that we've done before that. But we've sort of continued with the development of the mailing list, which goes out on a weekly basis, just summarising what opportunities there are in SEM for the upcoming week or months. We're currently on around 140 members who are signed up to that, and is continuing to grow. We've had a number of different lecture series. This one here is a highlighted how-to lecture series that was spearheaded by our Vice President, and it just looks at how to do different parts of SEM and had different speakers talking about different areas of their own experiences, as well as practical skills that foundation and medical students, as well as allied health professionals, will be able to use in terms of developing their career in sports exercise medicine. And as mentioned, we had our recent conference in Edinburgh, which was just fantastic. The group of and committee up at Edinburgh Sports and Exercise Medicine Society really did themselves proud. They put on a fantastic and very professional conference, which was really well attended. And BASEM were one of the title sponsors who, without their support, it just wouldn't have happened. The current process for sorting out the conference for 2023 is ongoing. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it will be taken to next. Just a bit more, again, another lecture series that was between January and or December and January this year, which sort of looked at different areas of sports exercise medicine that people often don't consider. That included anti-doping, as well as like touring logistics, and just again gave a different insight into the world of what an SEM practitioner's life really is, beyond just the treating of patients, and a bit more about the reality of it. This is an example of our newsletter that we send out on a quarterly basis to all of our members, just summarising, what we've done and what we're hoping to do over the coming quarter. And yeah, we've got a little bit better through our own knowledge and trial and error of making things seem a little bit more professional moving forwards, which I think we're quite proud of that. Something else that we've been a part of, and having heard what we were talking about earlier, maybe something that BASEM are involved in the future as well, is our essay competition that we run with the faculty. That's in its second year at the moment, and has been incredibly popular with students in terms of giving them opportunity to practice their creative writing, their academic writing, and they get help towards a publication following this. We've got the question up there, and again, the markers are out for that at the moment, so we should hear the results shortly. And one of our biggest things that we have is quite a large social media presence over a number of different platforms. So on Facebook, we've got 1,500 followers. On Twitter, we've got nearly 2,500. And on Instagram, we are dwindling a little bit with only 305 followers. We're trying to adapt to the modern world, but we're getting there a little bit slower than others. I'm not sure that there's anything in the pipeline for a TikTok yet, but let's never say never in these situations. So yeah, I opened it up, and as was mentioned, unfortunately, our current president, Dr. Singh, is unfortunately in India at the moment, and he would have loved to be here today to say about what his vision for the future is. Because as someone who has had his time on the committee and helped sort of move it forward, it's really exciting for me to see how new people are coming in and shaping their vision for the society going forward. So some of the points he wanted me to make were just increasing the opportunities for the undergraduate students, continuing to develop the links like we have with yourselves at BASEM and us at USEMS, as well as helping to create online resources, aid in research papers, and just collaborating to improve the speciality moving forward wherever we can. I believe there was a slight question about technical issues, but I think we may have just got there. But I have a short video which is from our current president, who just wanted to say a couple of words. So I will leave this up. See if there's...
Apologies for not being able to make it there in person today. Sadly, I didn't think the internet connection in India would be the best option, so I thought a pre-recorded message might be the best solution. Firstly, I'd like to say a massive thank you to George for all the hard work that he's put in over the last year. He's provided us with such a great foundation to build up from, so that we can continue to support students who aspire to have a career within SEM. I'd also like to say a big thank you to BASEM and all the team that works behind the scenes for helping us to put on so many of our events, including our national conference, but also for supporting students with the elective award, essay competitions, and on so many other levels. Now, just a brief look towards the future. We have so many events that we will continue to run, including our conference, webinars, and journal club, but we're hoping to bring in so many new ideas. For example, we're looking at an online resource bank, helping to make changes at medical school level with changes to curriculum, and having a greater link between different specialties like the physios so that we can support each other. We're also hoping to bring in some practical skills sessions and hopefully make a lasting change with students within SEM. I'd like to say a big thank you to all the clinicians that are there today as well, for all the support that you provide our university societies, as well as USEMS as a whole. And a big thank you for your time today, and I look forward to working with you all in the future.
So yeah, just to sort of briefly finish, I just wanted to say, thank you to everyone in attendance today for kindly listening, everyone that's joined in online for giving up your time to listen as well. We couldn't do this without you, and your support going forward will be invaluable. So if you're interested, please get in contact with us. All of our details are up here, or alternatively our email is attached below as well. And yeah, thank you so much, and love to take any questions if there are any.
Any questions for George? I'd just like to say that it's invaluable, your work as the conduit between us and the universities. It wasn't long ago that we had very little influence over what was happening in the universities, and someone had this idea, and it's really good to see how it's developed, and I'm really pleased that you appreciated it as well, so thanks very much for that. If there aren't any questions, we'll move on, but thanks ever so much for coming this evening, and thanks very much to Dr. Singh. Thank you.